Hello and welcome to This Week in Privacy. My name's Alexis Katafidis and here are your regulatory highlights for this week. There were two big developments out of California in the form of approved new regulations under the CCPA, as well as the appointment of the 5-member board for the California Privacy Protection Agency. Commenting on the new regulations, the Attorney General said that they prohibit the burdening of consumers with confusing language or unnecessary steps, such as forcing them to click through multiple screens or presenting reasons why they should not opt out. Require businesses selling personal information collecting in the course of offline interactions with consumers to also inform consumers by an offline method of their right to opt out and provide instructions on how to submit such a request. Provide businesses with an optional privacy options icon, and clarify the proof that a business may require an authorized agent to provide and what the business may require of a consumer to verify their request. Meanwhile, the newly appointed members of the board of the California Privacy Protection Agency consist of experts in privacy, technology, and consumer rights. According to the Attorney General, the board will appoint the agency's executive director, officers, counsel, and employees. The agency will oversee, implement, and enforce the CCPA as well as the CPRA. In South Africa, the Information Regulator released its guidance note on applications for prior authorization for certain processing activities. The regulator outlined the types of processing subject to the authorization procedure, including the processing of unique identifiers of data subjects for a purpose other than the one for which the identifier was specifically intended at collection, and with the aim of linking the information together with information processed by other responsible parties, criminal behavior, credit reporting, transfer of the special personal information or personal information of children to a third party in a foreign country that does not provide an adequate level of protection for the processing of personal information, and any other types of information processing by law or regulation which the regulator may, from time to time, consider that it carries a particular risk for the legitimate interests of the data subject. The regulator invited responsible parties to submit their prior authorizations to allow for sufficient time to process the applications on or before PPA comes into force. The European Data Protection Board published its working program for 2021 and 2022. In particular, the EDPB outlined that its main priorities include the adoption of guidelines in relation to data subject rights, legitimate interest, the processing of personal data for medical and scientific research purposes, and children's data. On the issue of data transfers, the EDPB aims to release guidance on codes of conduct and certification as tools for international transfers, as well as adopting finalized recommendations on supplementary measures following the Schrems II decision. In relation to effective enforcement and the cooperation of national supervisory authorities, the EDPB plans to adopt guidance on the one-stop shop mechanism, mutual assistance, and the calculation of administrative fines. That's all for this week in privacy. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week.